Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We have ourselves a Division C West match to close out our evening. On the left-hand side, we have the Garrulous Gaberlunzies. Yes, that is how you say their name, and on the right is going to be the Randy Newmans. For anyone that doesn't know the Randy Newmans, they are all comprised of names that comprise of Randy Newman, so I hope you're all excited for that one. But I know you're sitting at home, you probably got some pizza, probably got some beer, probably have a cute puppy as well, but you want to know how we got to Cursed Hollow for game number 1. Garrulous Gaberlunzies won the coin flip. Excuse me, they lost the coin flip. They were given first pick priority for game number 1, banning out Alterac Pass and Braxis Holdout. Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire were banned out by the members of Randy Newman, and they chose to take us to Cursed Hollow as Garrulous Gaberlunzies were given first pick priority in draft number 1. That name is going to be a struggle this evening, but good to see all of you. Thank you for coming by. It is good to see all of my wonderful friends in chat. Specifically, Big Doodoo Head 69. Thanks for coming by, friend. Your bot is violating my good name. But that's why we have the bot. So we have a Abathur being banned on the left-hand side and a Stukov on the right. Abathur will supply a lot of global pressure on this map. You can have a great composition where you literally just delay out the objective phase from someone channeling it, and then you have the Abathur physically soaking a lane, maybe using the Abathur hat or the hat to just soak another lane, or you're hatting someone in the engagement to continue to poke at them and draw these things out so your locust build up in lane, and you get the split pressure, and that's where it's kind of coming from. D.Va, an overall powerhouse, as I was mentioning when I was doing stats for CCL from our exhibition weekends. So over the 36 maps that we had for all of the exhibition weekends, or matches, literally D.Va had 100% involvement. She was either banned or picked in some, like that, like Chromie was the second highest with 89%. I think Chromie missed like 4 to 5 games in total out of the 35. It's absolutely insane. But those are going to be your bans for Cursed Hollow here for game number 1 in our final best of 3 of the evening. Gray Main, not a bad idea. Gives you a lot of good camp clear, wave clear, poke potential, gives you dive, gives you disengage. And speaking of poke and dive, well, I guess not so much poke, but just dive and engage, they're going to be ripping that Diablo immediately on the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. Where can I find the results for the CCL draft? Like, what do you mean? Like, the like, who got drafted? I believe we had a public document, yeah, that one's just the original, like, the CCL information. I need to make some. I need to make something, but I'll work on something. Is that the real Big Doodoo Head 69? I mean, who else would it be? But either way, all right, so let's get into this, because we do have a May and a Chromie for the right-hand side. Good lockdown, good burst potential, good poke potential as well. We'll see what the rest of their draft entails. Do we see a dive-heavy composition? This is a Bloodlust dive-heavy composition coming out from the Garrulous Gaberlunzies, and I actually really like this. This is aggression. They are literally saying, we want to be aggressive into your face. Now, with that, they're going to need more damage in a front line, or not front line, excuse me, a solo lane. You could actually look to ban out the solo lane, maybe things you don't want to deal with, like a Dahaka, if you don't plan to take it yourself. With the Chromie May, Dahaka would actually be great for their composition, and they do have the first pick after this ban phase. So they're going to get rid of a Sonya. I was actually, you know what, as I was saying it, I was like, you know what, they should try and grab the Dahaka on the side of Randy Newman, but do they actually consider banning out? Because it's more CC, it's more control, and that flank potential with the brush stock would allow Chromie to have setup, would allow May to dive in as well. I actually really like the idea of a Dahaka being grabbed here. I think it would synergize very well with Randy Newman's composition, but we'll see what they're going to ban out, as they, maybe they don't want to deal with anti-healing, so they could actually ban out the Ana. Ana would actually be a wonderful ban as well, because you get rid of the nano-boosted Chromie. They're actually going to get rid of a Samuro, so they're afraid that the healing won't be good enough, the global pressure from Samuro, which is a weird sentence to say, but he does have global pressure, even the flank pressure from that Samuro. So they just don't want to deal with it, and it seems like Randy Newman and friends have someone who's prowessed enough to warrant the ban. But as I was saying beforehand, Ana and Dahaka would be wonderful here. You have healing reduction into the Rhaegar, so if they do go into Ancestral, you can mitigate that. Decker Kane's not a bad option as well, but they're going to be looking at Anduin, so they do have that cleanse, the Leaping Faith cleanse. It's an 80-second cooldown onto that. Lunara for sustained damage. This will be a Malthael solo lane. Still will get value from that Bloodlust, and this will be a Zeratul. We are full dive Bloodlust burst composition coming out from the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. For the side of Randy Newman, to round out their draft, we have this May, Chromie, Lunara, Anduin. They're going to need a little bit more of a front line, and this is where I'm still leaning into that Dahaka. The Anduin, I don't hate it. The Chastise could slow things down. Maybe they don't have an Ana player, so maybe that's not what we're seeing, but I feel like the Ana, even with like smelling salts and stuff, will have some sort of value. But let's see. It's going to be Azul. They're going to grab that, and into the Malthael, it has fast wave clear. I'm assuming they're going to be just mashing into each other. I like the Zul. I'm a little apprehensive for both sides not to lean into some sort of global, whether it be Right Wing, Falstead, Dahaka. I feel like one of those would have been beneficial here for either compositions, but it's not the case. We have what we have, and let's see what happens when we load on into Cursed Hollow, map number 1 of our final best of 3 of the evening. I shall henceforth be known as Buttalus87. Well, Buttalus, thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Oh, wait, what? Did I miss something else in chat? Oh, I can't scroll up. It's being... Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Shy is just being picked on by Buttspot, apparently. But Twitch, I've seen. Oh, okay. All right. So hold on. I have to scroll to the bottom of chat. Otherwise, okay, let's get into game, everybody. I'm prepared as a caster. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies. We've got Grace on the Malthael, Sugar Bear on the Zeratul, TTO. I'm just going to go with TTO on the Diablo, Valera on the Sylvanas, and Geo on the Rhaegar. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Randy Newman. We have got Tuna Newman on the Lunara, Randy Newman on the May, Randy Newman on the Chromie, and Nandy Ruman on the Zul. Also, Randy Newman is going to be on the Anduin. Sorry, I am trying to fix the casting thingies. I did see that. Sorry. There's going to be like 10 seconds of people being like, Bahamut, overlay, Bahamut. And I'm like, I know, I just want to finish out what I was saying for the intros. Regardless, thanks for being here, everybody, and thanks for cheering on Heroes of the Storm. The best MOBA out there. In my opinion. Because I suck at all the other ones. I know. Anyways, so we, let's see. Our star of our match is going to be Zeratul floating around top lane, is going to be able to snipe the well. In our most recent patch, we did have the well actually have its health adjusted. The health and the shield were actually swapped for each other, so you actually have 250 health and 2,000... Oh my god, the caster math always gets me on this one. 2,030 shielding on that. So just a little fun fact for anyone that was wondering, that's what it would be. And I do believe it obviously scales throughout the game, so maybe does it? I have to double check that. We'll look in a couple levels to see if it's scaled, but I don't think it actually does. Nandy Ruman's going to get caught out down here, and that's going to be first blood in favor for the members of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies, as they will have first objective up in the top lane area. Chromie going to be pushing that out, while Zeratul is working on a camp on the left-hand side. Anduin and friends to do the same thing on the right-hand side, while Diablo will grab Vision and go to invade onto this camp. But here's the thing. That's a fairly telegraphed thing, because this is, obviously you can see on the minimap when it swaps over, right now it's usually just like this. So just having that means someone's in my jungle or someone's in my camp area. And so they'll go ahead and just kind of force them out with that May and just be a little aggressive into them. I'm excited about this. This is, I think, going to be a really fun series. Not that our previous one wasn't, because that actually had some great back and forth moments in that one. And we got to see some Azmodan and Zagara, but right now it's going to be just the Valera being able to back off right there. This is Diablo looking for some harassment, but isn't going to engage really in the lane, as they are just kind of bush stalking for now. Grace up in this top lane into Randy Newman. Going to try and sidestep some of that damage, as the Chromie did go into Time Walker's Pursuit at level 1. This has become fairly much the standard since the level 1 was nerfed into the, not into the ground, but it was nerfed quite a bit. And by level 1, I mean not the, once again, the first time for the extra echo. It's going to be the deep breathing at level 1, which gives you the, basically, I think it was like cooldown, no, it was just giving you increased damage for the, based on how many heroes you hit, and it was capped at like 30 something. I'm blanking a little bit, but the other thing that was typically picked up, which is going to be her level 5, normally level 7, was the Mobius Loop, but then that was nerfed again as well, and so we're kind of seeing this is the build that I feel like is very, very popular coming out from Chromies as of late, since those few adjustments, as that's a Gladiator's Medallion. They try and dive in with the Rhaegar for the bite butt, but Randy Newman on that May is able to get the icing out, and they disengage. Blizzard to try and get some wave clears. Sylvanas will pop her black arrows. You can see the, obviously the effect on the structure, but she actually has a little bit of a visual around her model as well. Once those those kind of black lines disappear, that means that the black arrow trait is off cooldown, or I guess it's on cooldown. Shadow Charge, but that actually puts I want to say GTO, it puts TTO in a bit of an awkward spot. Sugar Bear looking to get into this backline and split people up. They're actually going to blink forward, and I think Randy Newman's going to be the target. They're going to drop the Cryo Freeze, gives them some spell armor as well, as Randy Newman in top lane is going to poke at this. There's going to be Sylvanas going for the channel. I don't think that there's an interrupt. Grace is kind of anchoring for this, and yes, this will be first objective over to the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, as 7 talent tier will be picked up first by the side of Randy Newman. Sugar Bear not going to chase out onto that.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
I missed a lot in chat. Yes, I did, Trainwreck. I missed a lot. The draft was intense. These games are intense, and I feel like that's going to be fairly normal, but we do have Grace clearing up the bottom lane, making sure that the Siege Giants don't get much more value than they've already gotten, opening up that front gate. Second objective of the game is up and available in the bottom right of the screen, so it's going to be on the friendlier side for the side of Randy Newman and friends, and that gives them a bit of an advantage in the sense that they are able to tap that well that's down in bottom lane easier. It is an awkward-ish rotation. You have to take the long way, or you can take the aggressive way into lane. We'll have to see what happens with this one, as I'm actually going to pull away talents. We have to look at those for a little bit. We'll come back to this, and we'll look at some of the other damage numbers, but right now I want to be able to focus a little bit more on what we're seeing, as this should be a big invade coming out from our blue side. Garrulous Gaberlunzies looking for the setup to get the Fire Stomp out. Newman coming in over here on the Zool, looking to get someone with the Bone Prison, but that's Sugar Bear trying to dive in. They blink away, so they're not going to be hit by the potential Bone Prison, but they still have a little damage onto them. That's going to be the icing forward. Mouthy on a bit of an awkward spot. TTO finds the Shadow Charge in, as there's the slowing sands in the middle of all this. Grace actually chasing in with no health. Looks to dive in as well, as they're going to find the Zeratul kill on the opposing side, and this is looking real great for the side of Randy Newman and friends, but they're going to lose one right there. It's going to be a trade. Diablo goes down. No souls to reset, as it is at 76, and Valera should go down, as they tried to make the cheeky play, but they said, no, I got damage over time on you, and you are going to fall. Triple kill for the side of Randy Newman and friends, as they get a curse point in their favor, and that bolsters their experience quite a bit as well, pushing them about a half a level lead over the opposing side. With that, let's go ahead and look at some of the other numbers, the damage, experience, and healing for our game number 1 in our final best of 3 of the evening, as Sylvanas will be coming back to life, but bosses are up, and it seems like that's the game plan for the side of Randy Newman and friends. Now, this will not be cursed, so it's not like they can get boss plus curse, but they will put themselves in that advantage spot to be able to have the curse, and then they can maybe look for a boss after that. Right now, we are going to be seeing no boss for our blue side, and I wonder if there's an invade. They do have the 10 talent tier as well. Avalanche was picked up by the May, so it's going to be more of a disengage tool, maybe even a setup, because you could avalanche them into a wall. With boss showing in top lane, Zool will be showing in top lane as well. Diablo's going to anchor in the bush, as Zool is actually in position for the channel onto this, and with the enemy team not responding in time, this is going to be 4v5 in favor for the side, but they don't have, oh my god, Garrulous Gaberlunzies doesn't have their heroics, and that's why Randy Newman and friends are diving into this. I was like, wow, this is really advantageous, but they're going to find the Zeratul. Randy Newman is very low. Shadow Charge from Diablo. Is it enough? It is, and they're going to find that kill. Still don't have their 10 talent tier. The boss was stalled out, at least on the left-hand side. The boss in top lane still going through. That's going to be the Skeletal Mages from the Zool, and Chromie goes down with an advantageous fight in favor for the side of Randy Newman. They're going to get the Zeratul, but lose to themselves, and this will be boss pushing in top lane, going down to the wave. But since they got 2, they're going to take this, and that's going to be Sylvanas showing off their mastery on that hero, and they're going to turn and take this boss back in their favor. I feel like you're always casting for Randy Newman. This is the second game I think I've casted of them this season. Maybe third. I know it's the second for sure, because I casted them last week. But how do you not? Like, I'm sorry. When you name your entire team some variation of Randy Newman, it's hard for me not to choose your team when I see it pop up, and it aligns perfectly with my schedule. How's everyone doing? Good to see you. Tuna poisons OP. Alrighty, so boss and bottom lane was grabbed by our blue team. Garrulous Gaberlunzies are going to be able to step onto this point, and they're now going to try and deny the members of Randy Newman the Curse, but they burn Wailing Arrow for a stall. Is it enough? Is it worth it? There's going to be the Apocalypse coming out from the Diablo. There's going to be a Leaping Strike from Lunara onto Grace, who does get the Ancestor Healing from the Rhaegar. There's a VP into the backline for a setup right now as Randy Newman and friends drop the Snowball into Zeratul. Valera so very low on this. Sylvanas does go down. Souls for Diablo are reset. Last Rites goes on to Nandi Rumen, so they find a double kill on both sides. Now on the top left, you might say Bahamut. That's not a double kill. Only one went down. Diablo souls were reset, so they're already coming back into this engagement. That's going to be a nice blizzard from Mei to stall things out, but Diablo's on their way. They also have to keep in mind that they are a fresh Diablos. The Leaping Strike awkwardly doesn't go the right direction, but they still get the damage they need, and they find that Zeratul as the fort in bottom lane. What structure just went down? Am I crazy? I think it was the fort. I think it was this fort. Maybe? I don't know, because this was already down, and I swear he just said there was a structure. Anyways, I'm losing my mind right now. Zeratul is about to be up in 4 seconds or so, and this is still objective phase up and available. Randy Newman and friends want to get out of here. The Cryo Freeze will be used by the Mei. They're going to be bopped around a little bit. Skeletal Mages come out from the Zools. They step in onto all of this. TO goes down as well. Grace will have their, I believe, Black Harvest finished out from level 4, and they'll back off as this is Randy Newman grabbing the objective here, and this will be Curse in their favor. Unfortunately, they don't have their assets split across the map, and by that I just mostly mean mid lane. If they held off for a second or two, do they miss it? No, they don't really miss the experience, so I got nothing really to say to that. I was mostly just afraid they would miss the experience, and they really didn't miss much, if anything. They get the top lane fort. They should be able to get mid lane fort as well, and this is the map fairly opened up for Randy Newman and friends, but can they keep this momentum in their favor? While their siege and their team fight is fairly strong, the enemy team dive and burst is just as strong, and can they make something happen? Without 13 talent here, they're going to poke at this. Slowing Sands comes out from the Chromie to zone them back. There's a triple VP. Apocalypse goes out. Well-timed Apocalypse. Light Bomb comes out as well. There's an avalanche from the Mei, but they still find the Lunara. Chromie dumps some sand from the sky with the deep breathing, and Nandi Rumen goes down on the left-hand side of the screen. Diablo gonna be chilling out for a little bit as they go down. No souls to reset. Sugar Bear is gonna be able to get the Ancestor healing. The Time Trap will stall things out on Geo, but they still get the kill into Chromie. And this is an absolute bloodbath, and I think they more or less got a fort. They got 2 forts. Let's be honest here, chat. This is a 90 HP fort. They got 2 forts. Let's just say how it is, really.
Its value.
Zool route into Slowing Sands is so mean. You love it. That's actually pretty cool. So we do have our camp on the right-hand side grabbed, same to be on the left. Malthael doing their own camp for the top lane, and it seems like we're kind of in a reset mode right now. I'll be honest, chat, I'm really not sure who this game or even this series can potentially go over to. The back and forths have been wonderful on our first map here, and this is, I think, purely just going to be getting into the late game and finding one strategic big fight that you can then run through the lane and end the game. That's going to be, I think, how this game is looking right now because, while yes, we do have good siege, I think that there's so much siege, but so much counter siege constantly coming into that as well. Zeratul, what are you doing there, bud? They are going to show for a second, so they will see this because the vision does have true sight. So they do see Zeratul for a second grabbing that. 16s will arrive on both sides, and this is the counter siege I'm talking about as well, where I mean it's 90 HP. This fort has to go down, right? Wow, they're gonna save it. They're gonna save this still. Zeratul pushing out the bottom lane a little bit. This is I wouldn't say it's a telegraph rotation to the boss, but they might be showing. Now here's the thing, they do have Sentinel in this bush right there, so Grace will be scouted out. They see this entire team coming through. They see Diablo. Slowing Sands are there, which might be telegraphed to the opposing side as well. That, yeah, they can see those Slowing Sands, so they're going to invade onto Randy Newman. There's going to be the Skeletal Mages. They get the icing towards the side. Nandi Rumen on the top of her screen is going to try and make a fight happen as they get the route onto 1. There's going to be a Light Bomb, but I don't think it was more or less for anyone. Oh, wait, hold on. VP, Apocalypse comes out. Snowball Cannon does not connect right there. Apocalypse connects just on point, and Sister Healing will go out onto 1. Tuna Newman is going to be going down to the last rights. Chromie gets picked off as well, and this is what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is the fight that they need to make something happen on the map. And with that, easily enough, they go for boss. Souls fully finished for the Diablo, and they can look for, I would say you can maybe look for top lane fort and mid lane fort if you do this quick enough, because top lane does have some decent, it has a decent wave with it already, and you have good siege through mid. I'm sorry, I'm loving this. And before that fort lives for 5 more minutes, I mean, I mean... Maltheo gets the channel, boss into top lane. Zeratul pushes this out. I think they double boss, yeah. I was gonna say go for mid lane fort, but I think double bossing is the game plan. Zul will show in top lane. They don't know where the enemy team is, but they at least know Zul's up here. This should be Anduin showing, and then they'll be able to see Chromie probably dumping out the damage. Diablo is anchoring in the bush, and I really, really do like that because they can get so much scouting, so much harassment, so much the dismount as well. Because usually if you mount up if you're sitting in this bush, it's just a less of a distance to obviously harass or control or tank and peel. Sorry. Drink a lot of water at one point. But now this Diablo is just... I love the anchoring, but the other thing to note in that one situation is your retreat path to your friendly team is a lot more... it's a lot further, but right now that's the Hellgate forward. That's just everything being used onto Mei as Randy Newman walks away with a sliver of health. Also to note, we did have Last Rites go out right there. That was the Last Rites connecting onto them. And, excuse me, that wasn't Hellgate. That was literally Apocalypse being used. I jumped to level 20 because I only saw one circle on the ground, but they ripped an entire Apocalypse trying to find the kill into Mei, who's sitting around half health right now, will tap well, will get the Divine Healing, Divine Star out from the Anduin for the heal. This boss in bottom lane's looking to siege and open things up as Zul gets the channel. And, I mean, they can see Zul. They just want to go and potentially end. That's a VP on 2-2, but no Apocalypse available. Diablo's already in. Wailing Arrow's going to be there, and that's going to be Chromie going down. Randy Newman trying to walk out of here. Ancestral Healing... I don't know what happened with it. I thought I saw the animation. I completely just don't know, as that's going to be Avalanche onto 4. They still get the keep. But it's exposed bottom lane, and at this point, what are our camp timers looking like? They're not going to go to end game, which, I don't know. They might have been able to, honestly. I think they might have been able to actually end there. But they're all going to hearth back. They're going to get just full mana and health, and the map's not going to be fully reset, but it's going to be a bit of a reset on the map.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Thank God I'm safe again. Shy, if you don't want to get hit by Buttsbot, !bot, I believe, will give you all the commands to actually tell it to avoid you, if you don't want it. If you don't mind it and you're just having fun with it, by all means. But I know some people don't actually, like, there are some people that don't like it. 20 talent tier will be here first for the side of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies. Boss is not up for another 2 minutes, I think? Yeah, it's a little bit right there. So they're looking for the invade onto this camp. Chromie did use their Time Walker's Pursuit, but I don't know if they actually saw that, as they get one auto onto them, but that's enough to force back the Chromie. She's like, I'm not gonna even poke at this. They can have the camp, it's whatever. It's also 20 talent tier advantage for our blue team on top of it, as there is going to be the Hellgate for the Diablo right there. Sylvanas holding, I don't think... Do we have the upgrade for... No, okay, I was about to say, it's Bolt of the Storm. I was gonna say, I don't think we get the upgrade for Wailing Arrow. It's rare when we do ever see it. Avalanche saved the game? Yeah. I was just a bit miffed at getting the name butchered twice in a row. Oh, yeah, I understand that. I understand that, absolutely. Overpower onto Randy Newman. They're going to pop the Cryo Freeze. Light Bomb comes out. There's going to be, I think that was the Hellgate from the Diablo. Yes, because they still have Apocalypse, which is going to be popped right there. They're going to connect onto a few. Wailing Arrow's going to go long right there. The Last Rites connects onto one, launching Mei's body across the screen, as they do find the Chromie during all of this. TTO low, but they have full souls, and they're able to heal up quite quickly with all of this, as Sylvanas is locking down the tower, allowing the friendly team to step in further. Sugar Bear looking for the big YouTube plays, isn't able to make something happen, as that's a big leaping strike into them, but they don't find the counter kill into Tuna Newman. They will find the fort. They do have bottom lane pushing in, and they do have potential curse in their favor with 2 dead. This is going to be curse in favor for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. There's, yeah, Kalis, yeah. Excuse me, Buttless.
And now you shall fall.
So, 20 talent tier here. 3 for defense. They're gonna go for this mid lane keep, but obviously it's not free. They're gonna take damage from Tuna Newman. And Nandy, you know, from everybody. But they're gonna start opening things up right now. Can they make the play happen? That's can they actually take this keep right here? Can they get something? Because Chromie's back, Mei is back. Curse is still up and available. They're definitely gonna get the second keep. Zeratul gets a bit of a burst. They're gonna pop their own medallion as Mei icings forward. That's a route onto TTO. And they're able just to walk away. Bottom lane still has waves coming in. Top lane does as well. The longer they delay them from leaving, the longer their top lane gets free siege. I think Zeratul looking for the free wave with the cleave right there. Diablo stepping into keep range, and now this won't target them since it is cursed, so they do get that second keep in mid lane, so they have the consistent catapult pressure in 2 lanes, but members of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies looking to try and find some sort of way to end this game, and at this point, I think they gotta make some sort of play into the enemy team for like a boss play, which they immediately all ran to, and they threw everything on it. So they're like, cool, we're just not gonna grab this right now. So they're gonna back off on the side of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies, and Randy Newman and friends. Considering their options, they're considering the invade onto this. But do they see this? There's Diablo with the fire stomp, slowing everyone down. Zeratul is kind of showing. Someone's using the Nexomania caster right now, which is great. I think it was... Who was I on? Was I on May? Yeah. Randy Newman, who's May, is using the... Because if you swap to their vision, it also uses their announcer, so it's just sometimes we get to hear those things. Like I would say the vast majority is actually Kevin. I hear Kevin's voice the most when I'm like jumping into their vision. But I gotta say, the Nexomania caster, very, very choice. Very good. Icing out, Zeratul still chasing in. Gray's looking to make something happen here. Last Rites is up and available. Avalanche comes out from the May, doesn't connect onto anyone. That's a root. There's also going to be Cleanse onto Malthael. There's a fight dropping below us as there's a leap of fate to save them, but that actually gets them close enough to the Malthael, and they manage to apply the Last Rites, so they go flying for a Last Rites. They get the kill onto the Zul, and now they look for boss for bottom lane. It's getting sentient? Yeah, of course it is. Kevin is probably the most used announcer in the game. I would agree with that. Invade onto the boss right now is I think they see that happening, so they actually leash it, allowing it to go back to full health. Randy Newman gets the light bomb applied to them. There was a self-cleanse onto Malthael, and they find that Anduin kill. Overpower, a lot of pressure onto the mate. Can they find the kill? Zeratul goes down to the damage from Chromie as the Ancestor Healing goes out into Grace as they chase. They mark the Lunara, chasing further. Leaping Strike gets them further down the lane, but I think they want to try and chase for an end. They want to try and make something happen. Last Rites goes out, but it's actually the panic double button press will end up killing Chromie, because I think she had the timeout right there, didn't she? Yeah. Longest stasis of the game, and unfortunately I think they might have mashed the button too times. This is going to be the Garrulous Gaberlunzies trying to step towards core to end game. Are they able to do so? Shadow Charge into this, onto Nandy Rumen, who's able to get back into the Hall of Storms. This core is starting to fall, but it's not falling quick enough, and this is the Diablo with 75 armor reduction as they got rooted by Zul. They need to get something from the Rhaegar, and it's not gonna be enough. They go down. That Soul's Reset on Diablo. Grace is low, they go down as well. The Avalanche doesn't push anyone in, but they're not able to end the game. Diablo Soul's Reset. Malthael buys back in, and that's a respawn on Zeratul. By buy back in, I mean no one can stop death, which is the 3-minute cooldown. Yo, Crushinator, thank you for raiding again. Thanks for bringing all your friends over here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you had a good stream, my friend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Chainwreck. Thank you for shouting out, Crush. What are our catapults hitting for? 400 currently. Lunar Wisp was scouted on that bush, scouted out in that bush. They do know that they're around, or at least they know that they have vision of this.
That was a word.
So, here's the invade. TTO showing, which is them saying, okay, we know you're anchoring for your friendly team. So they can see this. Icing forward with Light Bomb on top of it. Sugar Bear is going to be the target. Apocalypse comes out as well. Ancestor Healing onto Sugar Bear as there's a Cryo Freeze from May onto this point. VP onto the right-hand side as Zeratul is trying to clean up. Malthael goes down as they trade out onto the Zul. Sugar Bear low goes down. Randy Newman on this point still alive as they find 4 kills. TTO, the only one left alive, trying to find a kill into Randy Newman, isn't able to do so, and they go down. 5 kills for Randy Newman and friends, and they say, we go core, we go next. But there's no way.
Red team's core.
There's no way, right? No, because curse. All right.
My curse upon you.
He called Tuna Newman, at one point. Oh God, yeah. Well, because there's, where's your face? There's Randy Newman, and then there's Tandy Newman, and there's, but it's a bless. That's why I like picking him up. But either way, this is going to be Lunara leaping over the core. They steal the boss away. They wipe the enemy team, and the members of Randy Newman go up 1 in our best of 3 series. GG. Well played.
We're dead.
A good game 1. A very good game 1. No more Randy Newman, though? What do you mean? Action-packed madness. I agree. That was their first loss this season? Wow. Crush, thank you for the raid again. Let me send your alert.
You up for some cake and pie later, buddy?
Alright, back to stats, and, wait, did the Randys win? They did. They did, Meebus. They did. They ran it down bot. Oh, okay, back to Bandit and I, as we prep for what could be the final map of the evening. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading things that I don't like reading. All right. What practice? The Randys don't practice? Dear Lord. Yeah, they just go to the bar, I think. I think that is their practice, is they just go to the bar. Do you think we go to a game 3, or do you think they 2-0 them? What do you all think, chat? Like, the 2-0 is possible, but it's like, if it's going to be a 2-0, this is going to be such a tight map. This has to be such a tight map. The Randys ram it bot. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right, I'm just letting them know I'm good to go, and we're going to get it. You say 2-1? You say 2-0? I always like a good game 3 set. Me too, Meebus. Me too. They may take our lives, but they never made. I think the Randys are nothing if not showmen. We're going to a game 3. 2-0. Randy's got to finish before bar closes. That's good. Randy's in 3 because meme? Okay. Okay, big doo-doo head. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nexus Gaming Series Division C West matchup with Garrulous Gaberlunzies down in our final best of 3 of the day with Randy Newman up 1. We head to Volskaya Foundry. If you're sitting at home wondering how we got here, I got you covered, my friends. Home team this evening is going to be the members of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. They lost the coin flip. They were given first pick priority for game number 1. They banned out Alterac Pass and Brax's Holdout. The The members of Randy Newman banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. As they opted for map pick priority for game number 1, they chose to take us to Curse Hollow and won that. The losing team, Garrulous Gaberlunzies, can choose either first pick or map pick, and they have opted for first pick priority, giving map pick over to the side of Randy Newman, who has opted to take us to Volskaya Foundry for game number 2. Let's go ahead and see what our bans look like, as we have had none thus far. Do they consider... Okay, it's going to be a gray main again. I was going to say, do they consider anything from that last game ban worthy? That's the question that I have to them, because was there anything that they felt that they could ban away and have some sort of advantage through? Possibly. Realistically, on the opposing side, the same thing can be said about the Lunara. That Lunara, Tuna's Lunara, was not a fun thing to deal with, and this is a good map for it. And I know she's not the most highly prioritized hero, but I would say in this situation, competitively, you consider that Lunara ban. Going to be an Abathur still, as they don't want to deal with that. Hey Ash, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, I like butts. Oh, okay. Don't we all? I'm trying to remember back to what the bans were previously, and I actually don't remember. I don't think this was a Diva. I don't think it was. I'm trying to remember what we had in the last game. I think Diva was on the opposing side as the ban. This one I don't remember off the top of my head. Regardless, we are going to be seeing... Oh, maybe it was the Stukov. No, that was from the previous series where it was Key. I missed one game. What happened? You missed a good game. It was a good game number 1 that we started out this series with. Like, Ron, it was a good one. I highly recommend you watch that one back. A lot of back and forth. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, it was so, like, I don't know, but it literally was. It was so I don't know the entire time. Last ban though coming out. Do they consider the Lunara? This is what I've been talking about. Diva's up and available as well. Chromie's up. There's gonna be Diva. So things like Chromie can still be grabbed. Volskaya Foundry is a great map for it. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Randy Newman and friends grabbed it. I think it's a safe insta lock, like we saw it in exhibitions too. Chromie's a force to be reckoned with. Her poke potential is massive. Slowing Sands is a great tool as well. I don't see why they wouldn't grab it, just because I don't think there's anything that's like massively prioritized over her. That I think you synergize and build around her. So maybe you grab the Chromie and then you can grab ETC later, but they're gonna grab the ETC now. They're looking for the big cow to slide on in. But now this is kind of the part where I was like, I don't know how I feel about ETC this early, because I would expect the Garrulous Gaberlunzies to maybe lean into a Garrosh. Strong for this map. Also, the displacement and harassment you can get from a Garrosh into ETC can force the ETC to hold the face melt or the power slide, so that way that they can utilize it when they get tossed. But it's going to be a Mei, and it's going to be an Alarak, which I don't see a lot of Alarak, and I'm excited to see a very aggressive, Sleep Sugar Bear who was on that Zeratul in the last game on this Alarak. Could be swapped off, but feeling like Alarak is something that Sugar Bear will play, since it's very much in that aggressive alley. Excuse me, okay, I just had to mute while I coughed. ETC grabbed, I still say, grab the Chromie here. Okay, and they're gonna grab Sylvanas with it as well. I like it. Shutdown, push potential. It's decent. It's decent damage as well. I think this is fairly strong. Chromie on Volskaya is amazing. I agree, Meebus. I absolutely agree with you. Where's the Gazlo? Oh, that's what the ban was last game. Yeah, the ban was a Gazlo ban. So they still need a healer and a solo lane, so I don't think you need to ban the Lunar. I think you can ban the Anduin, realistically. Anduin was actually fairly strong from them last game. But it's gonna be the Samuro, okay. They still need an off lane, and Samuro does fit that role, so they're just gonna play it safe and not wanting to deal with that. Sugar Bear is a nasty Alarak. Ooh, it's gonna be a tough one for the Randys. That's why you shouldn't drink coffee at 4:40 a.m. But 4:40 a.m. is so early. Why would I drink coffee that early? I should be sleeping. I still, my alarm doesn't go off for another hour and a half. Wait, no, hour at that point. Excuse me. Anyway, sorry, I need to be focusing. That's a Rhaegar ban gonna be coming out. Gonna respect it from the last game, so let's see what they end up going for here. Gazlo's still open. Gazlo's still open? Malthael to be picked up. They actually had a really strong Malthael in that last game. Grace's Malthael was wonderful. They're gonna look at an Uther as well. Okay, so Divine Shield. Maybe Divine Storm? I feel like the Divine Shield might be the jam, though. Last two picks, though, for the side of Randy Newman and friends. What are we getting? Sylvanas, Chromie. We need a healer, and we need something in the solo. I feel like they need some damage as well, so maybe you go, Thrall for your solo lane. So you can have that solo prowess, but you can also throw in some damage. And then Anduin's up. Why not Anduin? Light Bomb again. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I really think this is synergistic with the composition that's being built, and that's great. Because, like, you can go Earthquake or Sundering here. Sundering to just split this team who's going to be dive heavy into you constantly, or you can go the Earthquake to control them a little bit and maybe turn things around. This is a great draft. I'm super pumped about this. We didn't talk about the Tassadar. It's going to offer a lot of burst. I feel like their front line's weak, but at the same time I say this, they do have the Malthael and Uther, so it actually should be completely fine. Tassadar, if Tassadar gets dove and punished a lot, it's going to be a rough game, but we'll have to see. If they can protect the Tassadar, should be a fun time for Garrulous. God, I have to look at the name every single time. Garrulous Gaberlunzies. I don't think Randy Newman has a bad draft by any means. I don't think Garrulous Gaberlunzies win out the draft instantaneously. This is, as I said for the last game, I think this is going to be a back and forth, and this is going to be a good one. I always drink I wish I could drink coffee. I miss it so much. It's Imperious here, right? You know, I have not seen a lot of Imperious as of late, which is crazy. Bahamut, your genius is showing? No. It's I never try and predict what they're going to grab. I try and predict what I think is better for the composition. That's what I learned when I first started casting, and that's what I typically go for. Regardless, on the left-hand side, we got the members of Garrulous Gaberlunzies trying to take us to a game number 3 with TTO on the May. Gio's going to be on that Uther, Valera on the Tassadar, Grace on the Malthael, and Sugar Bear on the Alarak. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Randy Newman trying to close this out in a 2-0 fashion. We got an awkwardly dancing Nandy Ruman. We've got Tuna Newman on the Thrall. Randy Newman will be on the, Randy Newman on the Chromie, Randy Newman on the ETC, and we have Randy Newman, which is just another variation of Randy Newman, on the Sylvanas right there. ETC is actually going to be bopped around. They're finding the burst. Force wall is there, and ETC goes down. First Blood typically doesn't yield a ton of experience, but hey, experience is experience in your pocket. So they'll have a little bit of an advantage with that. Grace is already up in the top lane. We are going to be seeing Tuna and Randy down here. I was going to say, is it Crash or is it Echo? Echo the Elements Thrall. TTO used their Cryo Freeze. I'm not 100% sure why, but hey, either way, they're going to look for another dive. Yeah, this is Garrulous Gaberlunzies. After that first game, like, we are gonna just bring it to your face. That was just a fluke, and we're looking for a lot of early game dive, burst, and kills. Not going to happen into the Thrall as they read the minimap well enough, but this is going to be the invade onto their camp. Did I just see... Okay. Invade onto the camp as they're not going to be able to make the rotation in time. Chastise comes out, but this is stolen away. I don't know what happened in game 1, but this is a different team. I don't know if they went into a pro gamer stance or something, but Garrulous Gaberlunzies is making rotations like you get from our CCL division players. Like, not division, from our CCL players. Like, it's insane. Like, they're playing this mega hyper aggressive, and Randy Newman gonna try and test them a little bit, but you saw a little bit of nervousness as they power slid in, double backed for a second, and this will be Grace on the camp. Now, with them rotating to top and them knowing this camp is still available, they could look for a quick invade onto this camp. Doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case. As the Chastise connects, they're gonna power slide through. They're looking for the burst onto Sugar Bear, who does have to drop the Biotic Emitter. The damage over time won't be enough because Gio has the healing, but that was a close one right there for this Alarak, who does have to hearth away. Uther clutch healed with a sliver of damage over time left on said Alarak. They are going to be going into this extended lightning at level 1 and negatively charged at level 4. So they do have that 10% reduction from the level 1 as well. Oh, you don't like T? I love T. Brand new motorbike. Thank you for the tier 1 for 2 months. I will resend your alert when we get a game. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. As we are seeing a solid level lead, half a level lead for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. Let's find out where that's coming from. Mercenary Camps obviously is going to be yielding them 1,216 plus the heroic kills, so that's where we're finding a chunk of it. A little bit from minions, as they looks like they missed a wave or two with 1,000 experience kind of floating around. They're looking at Nandy Ruman in top lane, but it ain't happening. ETC is going to be going into speed metal at level 4. Not a crazy pick, but it's not a super common pick as well. Randy Newman is going to try and make a play happen here. Unfortunately, they get bursted down and punished very hard for that even poke as this is going to be Objective A up and available for the side. And I'm going to say this is kind of in favor and ready for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, as that's a power side from ETC. They do have the, dear lord, Might of the Banshee Queen at level 4. Excuse me, Mercenary Queen for this Sylvanas, which will empower the camp. That's why you're kind of seeing that gold glow around some of those, around that camp. Sorry, I'm just like, I'm waiting for another engagement to happen, because like I saw ETC hanging around and there's the leap of faith to save them, but this is just pressure non-stop coming out from the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, while Randy Newman and friends are looking for a 7 talent tier right now. Is going to be a cleanse from the Uther at level 7 as well. I'm just skimming through talents. We are going to be seeing Applied Force as well, which will reduce the sadism by 10%. And you can't get that one back. The level 1, you can get your 10% back here. This one, this is just permanent. You reduce your sadism by 10 permanently, as they're going to invade into the camp power side from the ETC, but no mosh pit. They don't pick up. No, oh my god, they don't manage to stop it in time. That's Thrall going down. And they have found 3 kills in quick succession on the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. So they have the channel right there. Mouthy on the camp on the left-hand side. Passer to push out bottom lane. I honestly, chat, like I'm legit blown away, because they are, it's a completely different team from game 1 to game 2. More hyper aggressive, choosing insanely strong fights constantly. Power side from the ETC though will set up something. Unfortunately, not enough for a kill, as the body committer's used, the fortification camp's used. They're trying to clear those out. Chromie just trying to throw some damage in from a distance, as Sylvanas, I believe, used her black arrows right there, trying to get some damage onto Grace. They do have the Unfurling Shadows from level 1, did go into the Lost Soul at level 7, so no Festering Wounds for the Mark from that Haunting Wave, as they try and power slide through, but they get stunned midway through the power slide, and ETC goes down. Overtime is there and available for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, and they're going to take our first objective here. They brought Newman out of retirement. Newman was playing in the last game too.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
There are so many Randy Newman variations that I honest to God don't know who's like, there's so many Randy Newmans. There's so many. I think there's like 10 of them at this point. 10 talents here though will be picked up first from the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, as this is just a Trigla protector running it through the top lane right now. Lacerates onto Randy Newman, who just stands still, and it's going to end up going down from that. They actually got launched over to the top portion of the map, and that's going to be the top fort going down. That's a big win for them on the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, but they also have the Thrall finishing out the Echo of the Elements meanwhile. But this is 5-0 in kills, 10 to just about level 9.
Protector has been defeated. Interesting.
A hard spot to be in, but they still have their 10 talent here, which can turn things around. They just have to turtle up and wait for that to come in for them. Our Trigla Protector went down somewhere in the 6 minute and 20-ish mark, I think. So we're probably looking around 8 minute 50-ish in the game, if I'm not mistaken, for our next objective phase. The chain CC onto Randy Newman, the CTC, is going to be massive, but the Leap of Faith will save them, and that's a Divine Storm being pulled out from the Uther. Last Rites from the Malthael is going to be a 10-second cooldown, so they might be looking for that. That's a Feral Spear to the face, as they saw Grace, and Tuna was like, nope, I don't want it. This is really risky, though. It's 5v5 without 10 talent here. Power slide from the ETC, but no mosh. No mosh available. They're still going in for this. Avalanche connects onto 2. That's going to be Tuna Newman looking for some harassment in the backline. There's an Archon form from the Tassadar pulled and used. They're all trying to 1v1. That's going to be the Cryo Freeze from the Mei, and they don't lose anyone. They only lose the camp, and that's really about it. Not bad for Randy Newman and friends, but I will say this. If ETC had mosh pit right there, that was a 4 to 5 man mosh 100%, and that would have been an interesting turn of events. But we'll see if that's a possibility in the future. We'll see if that's even a possibility now. Does ETC even go? Okay, they do go mosh pit. I wish Randy Oldman was here. He's so strong right now. And now I just feel like you're messing with me. Newman, Nudeman, and Michael. Just... Why do you have to remind me of that? Don't forget Michael. Yeah, come on now, please. Why do you have to do this to me, chat? I thought you liked me. We are going to be seeing a Possession Sylvanas. I don't know how to make this any bigger than it... Excuse me. Mind control, not possession. How dare I misspeak. Thoughts, chat, thoughts. I don't know. This is literally the first time I've seen mind control, I think, ever. Honest to God. I don't think I've ever casted a mind control game in my entire life. Counter-Strike comes out from Sugar Bear, doesn't connect onto anyone. Randy Newman may be looking for a mosh pit, but this is 13 to 11 in levels, 5 to 0 in kills. Control point B is up and available for contest in 30 seconds. Sorry, I'm skimming chat really quickly. Y'all crazy. Looking for an invade onto Tuna, but they're gonna be able to. Oh wait, telekinesis. Nope, they don't get the silence, and it doesn't even matter. The silence wouldn't have done enough, I don't think. 13 talent tier is still a level away for the side of Randy Newman and friends. And dear God, Poorly Placed, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Holy crap! Thank you for gifting a sub to Cerviche, to JakeBot, to Beef. To Smoke, and to Skipmo. Thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. Holy shit, thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. 42 days to being sober, spreading love. Thank you so much, Poorly Placed. Congratulations on your 42 days. That's amazing. It's not easy. Congratulations. Grasping at straws? Wait, me? Probably. Player in Jazzy's GGS tournament picked Mind Control a few maps, so you're saying it's viable now. Because a couple people took it, it's viable in all of Here's the Storm? That's how it works. If, like, a couple people pick it up, it's viable. Now, alright, so let's see what happens here. 13 talent tier is about to be there. I don't know if they know they went to that camp, but they're looking to get 13s through this wave and jump onto the objective phase. Grace is the only one who's on it. What do we have for... We have at Horror Anomaly as well for the level 2? Or I guess 1, 2? Yeah, 2 for Chromie. Either way, they have more time traps. 13's up on both sides. Let's see what's going to happen with this. I'm actually going to pull... I'm going to leave it because ETC's still holding 13. Oh, okay, I was about to say, are you not going to go the CDR at level 13? But either way, this is a split fight. Mind Control is going to be coming out onto Grace, who drops the Lacerites into Randy Newman, but they don't go down. That's going to be Holy Word Salvation interrupted by a massive avalanche. Thrall is getting value from this Earthquake, but they are on their own with that avalanche. Divine Storm comes out, but they find the Malthael kill. That's going to be a Cryo Freeze. Mosh Pit goes down. That connects onto 3 members. That's 3 members that needed the damage to keep May alive. Counter-Strike comes out, and they might be turning this Sugar Bear low, but they end up getting the kill before Sugar Bear finds one themselves. That's a route onto the Uther, and they find 4 kills in quick succession. The Ghost heals from Uther should be enough. They drop the Force Wall, and this is the members of Randy Newman putting their foot in the door and saying, we're not out just yet. The early game was a fluke. We found our mosh, we found our kills, and we found our momentum again. Very well played from Randy Newman. Wow. There were so many like little things. What a fight, I agree. That was wild. Now the question is, do they get this for free? 90%, I think they would have to make like a dive onto this point if they really wanted to stop them. So I think they have to just eat the Trigla Protector here. Yeah. They have one getting in. Root goes out. ETC is actually going to rotate the Trigla Protector back so someone can join into this easier. But the one thing to note is you can't jump into the Trigla Protector if you take damage. You, as the gunner. As the pilot, I think you can only just be like CC'd out of it. So they get this. Let's see what they do with it. They lost 12% initially. They're going to take this straight into bottom lane. That means that Thrall and Andu and Sylvanas are going to counter push another lane. And they're going to do that in top lane right now. So this Trigla Protector is going to lose the majority of his health just rotating into bottom lane. And this is super risky because, yeah, and I think they're realizing, they're like, okay, if we lose our Trigla Protector, what's going to happen to us? ETC, I wonder, do you drop Mosh Pit out of the Trigla Protector? Divine Storm, you're not dropping shit there, bud. Power Slide actually gets them out. Oh, Randy, can you Power Slide? Not yet. It's on cooldown. Last Rites is going to be there. Unfortunately, the Guitar Soul is not enough. And they're going to lose the Chromie and the ETC, but they're going to manage to get a fort in top lane as well as the Biotic Emitter. It's hard to say that this is a win for Randy Newman. I think this is a loss overall because you're losing the setup for the next objective phase to only match the output from the enemy team's minion wave for the next objective phase with the periodic catapult pressure. So you're losing fort and keep front gate, maybe more. That's the mind control going out, not connecting. Alarak tries to pull in one, but won't find the kill. Speed metal, baby. That's fair. That is true. 5 on Protector is just too much. I can see what you mean there. That's what I was kind of thinking too, but I see what they were doing, and they were just whittling it down in the entire rotation, so that worked out for them super well. Let's see. When it comes to just some of the quest and talents we can note for all of you, we have 86 stacks on the Alarak for their base sadism, 2 stacks out of the 3 on the extended lightning from level 1. They have 13 negatively charged stacks, 105 out of the 200, I think it is. Yes, for the static charge at level 1 for that Tassadar. 87 on the uncapped quest for the unfurling shadows at level 1 for the Sylvanas. ETC finished out the proc rock from level 1. They also finished out on that Thrall. They finished out the Echo the Elements, and they are at 1 stack on the Thunderstorm from level 16. Control point C. Now, I didn't look at when the Triglav Protector went down, but I'm having a gut feeling we're like a minute 30 off from that one, so shouldn't be too far off, and until then, I think it's just making rotations. I don't think we see level 20, but with a lot of them showing in top lane, they're going to try and make quick work of this bottom lane front gate and try and maybe take out the well. Anchoring a little bit with this time trap in ETC as well, but taking out that well at least gives them a little bit of value in the lane sustained battle. Now, look at this. There's going to be ETC anchoring as they're trying to make this rotation, but here, I was talking about disengaged paths, and this is one of those things where they're trying to disengage, but they've got so far to go. Mind control was used by Sylvanas. We actually heard that go out for a second. Top lane has catapult pressure plus a camp coming through, so they're going to go manage that, as we should have our announcement for our Triglav Protector. Yep. I just had this gut feeling. I was like, it should be right around the corner here. Just need to get one big late team fight again. Third Protector is much harder to get value out of. If I think it's gonna Randy Newman, do you have time? They do have the timeout, so they buy time, but they're still going down. Just the so it's 52 seconds on the Chromie. Ooh, this is a hard spot to be in for the side of Randy Newman because they staggered her death before this channel time. Now here's the thing, it's full 4v4 if they try and push on this keep, and I think they're realizing that. Anduin, what you doing there, bud? Anduin? I think they're worried about level 20 right now, but they need to be more worried about keeping their keep up, because if the Triglav Protectors grab for bottom lane, this is going straight to their core, and we go straight to a game 3. Good sneak by the Randys. Oh yeah, that stagger deaths is just, that's a rough go right there. But now Chromie's up in 14 seconds. Triglav Protector still has a solid 30% to go. Ugh, this is so close. Malthael's actually leaving. What the? They're giving a chance for Chromie and friends. I mean, it is 20 to 18, so maybe they don't take that. Unless they just try and take a Hail Mary fight with down a talent. It's just so, not Papega, but it's just it's so hard to be on the side of Randy Newman because you're so turtled up and you have to make something happen here. Malthael's going back to the point, has the channel. They either have to go for this or they have to defend against Triglav Protector, and I feel like they're going to just eat the Triglav Protector, which I'm not sure if I'm agreeing with that. I don't know. I don't know about this one, but hey, they're going to grab it. This is going to be Triglav Protector. Third one of the game for the side. Excuse me, third one of the game. Second one for Garrulous. Gaberlunzies.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
So what are they able to do with this? Are they able to end game? Chromie going to try and poke out from a distance, taking 3% off with some of her sand. A little bit more than that. They are chunking this down. They got a ways to go. They do have this keep still up and available. Triglav Protector's going to make quick work of that, or at least attempt to do so. There's a power slide from ETC, just trying to harass. There's a mind control onto the Mei, who's taking a lot of damage. Pops the cryo freeze, gets hit with the chastise. They're going to try and get out of there. They pop another cryo freeze because they're level 20 talent here that they took, which is the auto cryo freeze when you're about to go down the flash freeze. But they drop the mosh pit onto so many members. There's an Alarak finding a kill into the Thrall. They actually get the Alarak counter kill. There's going to be a Divine Storm just as they lose the Holy Word Salvation Salvation. They're going to get the Sylvanas and the Anduin. That's just a time stop onto Randy Newman. 5 members go down. The Triglav Protector still with 37 seconds, 45%. They walk to core. We're heading to game number 3. GG is going to be going over to the side of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies. GG! Alright, on this note, I'm going to leave stats up and I'm going to run to the bathroom. Also, we have to resend alerts.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Resubscribing from the gift sub D.
It's about damn time. My cigar's missing.
You could give the best hugs.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I got red vines too. Uther holding Divine Storm ended that. Yeah. They stopped the Holy Word Salvation. Alright, you guys get some free knee too. Hello. I need a little bit of sugar. I felt a little sleepy. So, or lethargic. There we go. Now I've heard of those before. What are red vines? Wait. It's licorice. It's licorice. It's just licorice. Yeah. Alrighty, but thank you everyone for hanging out. Very appreciated. We're gonna get into our final game of the evening, and yeah. And then we'll raid someone afterwards, obviously, but cool. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. So tomorrow night, the game plan for stream. We are going to be doing Phantophobia Feminism with Alex Dids, Day, and Totski Stark. Why?
Cigar's missing.
Holy shit. Stark, really? Holy crap, Stark. It does. Are you serious right now? Holy, thank you for gifting a sub to On Hots, to Legion, I think it is, to Hebby, to Som, to Frank, to Demo, to Carnage Pants, to Driveron, to Dropping Babies, to Lulu Heroes, to Dark Kitty. Thank you so much, Stark. Holy shit. Thank you so much. We did it. We hit 400 fucking subs. Holy shit. Thank you. What the hell? Look how nervous Bandit is. I'm so blown away. Thank you so much, Stark. My brain right now. Holy crap. Falstead and Deckard. I know, right? We're going to do Falstead in November, and we're going to do Deckard in December, I've decided, mentally. Because I think I can do it in that time period. Holy shit, Stark, thank you so much. I'm, like, I'm so blown away. Bandit Pets for 200. Maybe. I might have to get into game. Yeah, we're getting into game. Why do I have no audio? Hold on. Wait. I'm a dumbass, that's why. Okay. I'm gonna do Bandit Pets really quick. Because y'all deserve those.
I will follow you to the
Okay.
end of the world.
Get into game.
Subscribe.
Dibs on 400.
Oh, thank you, Arbs, for the tier 1 subscription for 2 months. Holy crap. And thank you for the gift thingy. All right. I'm just dumb. I didn't have headphones in. Let's actually get into the draft, because I know you all want to know what's happening with that. So welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We have the members of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies on the left-hand side, and Randy Newman on the right. This is going to be our game number 3, and it looks like we're heading to Battlefield of Eternity with first pick on the left-hand side, so that means map pick is going to come out from them. So sorry, I was trying to figure this out really quickly. So this is going to be map pick priority, and it'll be that. So let's go ahead and show you what these maps are looking like, because we had Garrulous Gaberlunzies. They lost coin flip. They they were given first pick for game 1. Alterac Pass, Braxis held up, banned out by them. Battlefield and Dragonshire banned out by the members of Randy Newman. Cursed Hollow was the first map played by Randy Newman, and they won that. The losing team, Garrulous Gaberlunzies, opted for first pick for game 2. Volskaya Foundry was the map chosen by Randy Newman, and they lost that. They opted for map pick priority for game number 2, and they are going to choose to take us to Infernal Shrines on the side of Randy Newman and friends. Let's get into the draft. We have everything set and ready to go. The headphones are plugged in. Yes, thank you so much, Meebus, because I was just like, usually I don't wear them, but I'm trying to do it more often because I explained earlier in the stream. Diva to be banned out. Stukov, do we see a Grey Mane ban again? Are they going to prioritize the Grey Mane as they have been in... Jesus Christ, Matlock!
Nice.
Sorry, caught me so off guard. Thank you for the 69 bits, Matlock. Holy crap. Thank you. Good to see you, bud. I'd like to get 402, but Amazon still refuses to take my money. That's just rude of them, Kalis. I don't know why. Probably because your money is superior to theirs? I don't know. Language is hard? Words are hard. Did I say Battlefield of Eternity? I meant to say Infernal Shrines. Sorry. Yeah. Battlefield of Eternity was banned out, but... Anyways. Regardless, first pick coming out from the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. I don't know what the priority is. It's not Malthiel. Not this early. Jesus Christ! Trainwreck, thank you for gifting a sub to Kalis.
I will fight to my last.
Thank you so, and you started a hype train. Thank you so much. Thank you for all being so supportive and amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have words. I really don't have words half the time because I don't know how to thank you for being so supportive and amazing. And yes, this would be 402. Rhaegar was the first pick on the left-hand side. Jesus Christ. Malthiel to be grabbed here with an ETC. So I think they want to deny the Malthiel. They're going to grab the ETC because it was fairly strong in the last game. Next 2 picks coming out from Garrulous Gaberlunzies. Jesus Christ, like... That just literally pushed us into level 4 for the hype train. Holy crap. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to focus on game. I'm losing my mind right now. Thank you all for being super supportive and amazing. Diablo Tassadar will be grabbed. I'm assuming this is a Bloodlust composition. I said this. Jesus Christ. Matlock, thank you for the quad 60, the triple. Thank you for the quad 69 overall. Thank you, Matlock. I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see you. I miss you. I miss your face. This will be band face coming out for the side of Randy Newman, though, and they do need more race potential. They also...
About damn time. My cigar's missing.
Eric, thank you for gifting 5 subs as well. Holy crap, thank you for grabbing Tuna. Joseph Udall. Oh, look at that. Udall got one. Avitar, I always say that wrong. I'm sorry. Kurt and Thelma the Owl. Holy crap, thank you so much. I can't. Oh my god, I can't. I seriously can't. Arby's, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to 8-bit output. Oh my god, you're all amazing. Band-wise, Vikings, I guess? Sure? It is actually a decent map for them. It's just rarely played, but you do have the 3 lanes. You can 100% play Vikings here. Breaking Baja? Oh, it's not hard to do it, and you've all achieved it fairly easily. Jesus Christ! Now we have to do like new sub emotes, or well, I think we have emotes too, but we have to do new sub goals. Oh god, I have to figure out new sub goals now. I honestly didn't think we'd ever get to this point. I really didn't. And I'm losing my mind. Ron Pro Guy, I would try and remember to do the pets after this draft. I hope that when they watch back this VOD, they're like, I can't wait to get analytics from Bahamut Gaming, and it's just me just losing my mind to chat. So thank you for being amazing, chat. I love you all very much. As a Rainer will come out, they need a solo laner still. Leorc actually isn't bad here, but if they want to go more race potential still, I'm trying to think of something that's like a hybrid, like Phoenix, really, but that's still such a weak front line. And a Thrall coming out actually pairs well with that weak front line, as I was mentioning. Jesus, Ashton, thank you for gifting a sub to Shy. Holy crap. Shy, everybody enjoy all of your gifted subs, your pogs, your amazingness. Just thank you. Oh, I love you all so much. I love you all so much. You're too good to me. Thrall cosplay at 450. I don't have enough this hair though. Last pick for the right hand side. Jesus Christ, they need a healer. No, they had Anduin. Sorry, they just need more damage. They need a soul. No, they just need more damage. It's gonna be Kira though. Not a standard we often see, but a hero that does quite a decent. Jesus.
Guys, I'm too broke to sub. Can someone gift me one?
Matlock, thank you for donating $5. My literal analysis of Kira at this point was, yeah, Kira, she's a hero. Jesus Christ. Backstam, thank you for the tier 1. Hold on, we have bandit pets. Oh, we have bandit pets.
I will follow you to the end of the world.
Good boy.
Subscribe.
God, just thank you for being so crazy supportive. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Trainwreck, thank you for gifting a sub to Matlock. Thank you so much. I love you all. All right, let's get into game. This is absolute insanity right now. Thank you. I don't deserve this. TTO is going to be on the left-hand side for Garrulous, Gaberlunzies on the Diablo. We have Geo on the Rhaegar. Valir is going to be on the Tassadar. Sugar Bear will be on the Raynor, and Grace will be on that Thrall. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Randy Newman. We are going to be seeing Tuna Newman on the Malthael, Nandi Ruman on the Kael'thas, Randy Newman on the Kira, Randy Newman on the Anduin, and Randy Newman on the ETC. Thrall going to be going into the more sustained 1v1, which is going to be the Rolling Thunder. I can't handle you all right now. You're just too nice to me. Thank you. Seriously. Jesus Christ, Arby's, thank you for gifting a sub to Desto the Da. I'm sorry, I didn't say your name right. Jesus, thank you, Arby's, for gifting sub. Words. Randy Newman in this bottom lane is going to start soaking out down there and trying to force the wave so that way they can get ahead in the experience, or at least kind of do what the enemy team did to them. But they're going to anchor. They're actually going to catch. Wow. What? Literally blind into the bush, connects onto Sugar Bear with a revolving sweep, manages to make something happen, grapples forward as they're gonna hit a mark onto Diablo. Power slide from ETC. That should be enough damage onto GTTO, but they trade ETC for the Diablo, so 1 for 1. And that's just gonna be that engagement right there. Oh my god. Go get a drink? Not in the middle of the game. I'll probably redeem that, Ash, and I'll redeem it as in, like, I'll give it back to you, I think, because this is our last game of the night, and I probably won't get more. I probably won't get up from my chair, but I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for doing the hype train. Thank you for gifting subs. I seriously cannot thank you all enough. As Emo Control comes through with the Twitch Prime for 2 months. Thank you so much, my friend. Jesus Christ, you're the most amazing people on earth. Thank you. I really can't handle it. That's a chastise going out, connecting onto 1. Randy Newman wants to just harass Sugar Bear, and they're going to absolutely do that right there. I realized that I was talking about this map during draft because I was so not there. I thought we were on Battlefield of Eternity for a solid 2 minutes of the draft. I would say the majority of the draft, because I think I talked about solo lane and race potential. I didn't talk about Shrine or, oh my god. Yeah, no, literally, I mentally drafted on this map for Battlefield. I love you all. Choo choo. Choo choo. All right, we got to pause right now, so let's bring it back to Bandit and I, as I want to resend the 2 subs that came through as we got into game. Let's see, what's the issue? One person's game's crashed. Thank you for the 99 bits. Is emotes gonna go through? Hold on. There we go. You're so sweet to me. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being supportive. So we currently have a pause due to the fact that one of the players had a game crash.
Subscribe.
Who had the game crash? It looks like Randy Newman had the game crash. So while we're in this pause, let's go ahead and update you on some of the information that we do have in the game so far. So we are in Infernal Shrines, not Battlefield. Words are hard. Brain is dumb. And so this is going to be, let's see, do we have Camp Invade? Not any sort of invade just yet. We are going to be seeing the Tassadar static charge at 10 out of the 200 stacks. We've got a Prog Rock at 6 out of the 20 on that one. Souls for Diablo are at 28 out of 100, and for the Kael'thas Mana Addict, it's at 8 out of the 20 on that one as well. First objective will be Arcane and in the mid lane. We're at 2 minutes and 22 seconds in the game, so we'll have roughly 38 seconds until that's up and available. It's obviously going to be announced in 8 seconds, and then there's the 30-second little waiter time. He didn't crash. He's taking a shot. Nice. So we can get back into game faster. This match will be the match that remembers broke Baja. Thank you. Thank you. Shots are needed. I wish I could take shots. I can't do them. My tummy flips too quickly on them. I just get super sick. I just get really nauseous, and I don't have a good time. So that's kind of where we sit right now for our Infernal Shrines game number 3 and our final game of the evening. You're opening Jack right now. Enjoy, enjoy your cocktail. Okay. That's whatever. What channel do I need? I need this one. Okay. Unfortunately, I am an observer, so I can't ask for updates. So... unfortunate. But, we'll get them back in here, and I guess in a second. The Randy passed out at the bar, they're getting another one? Yeah, exactly. I want to know what happens in this game. They can't. Let's see here. I'm just gonna ping them in Discord so they do know. Randy, because they were the ones who paused, right? Yeah, so they have to unpause. I am not. Ref will have to. Okay. You didn't miss all the stream, just most of it? Hey, Desert, how you doing, bud? 1, 2, 3, shot. Shot, 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 shot. Everybody! That one? Okay. I'm just trying to keep everything up to date. But we don't have anything yet. We haven't heard back about them getting back into game. Chase my jack with more jack. I honestly don't know why, but my brain read that as I chased my jack with cheese, and I was like, nice! What kind of cheese you got? Sharp? Gouda? Who needs shots when you have peachatini and wine in the fridge? Ooh, nice. Tonight I think is gonna be a alcoholless night for me. I don't think I'm gonna have a beer. I think we're just gonna have... I don't know. He's hot spotting now. I don't know what that means. What does they are hot spotting right now? Do they are creating a wireless thing? I don't know. I'm confused. Oh well. I think we're getting them back in soon. I don't know. Maybe, sure. You do you, yeah. Chase the butt? Well. Oh, now it's just becoming party stream. I'm just like staring at the chat. I'm like, okay, when are you gonna tell me that you're back in the game, please? I wanna know. I wanna know who wins Infernal Shrines. He's hot spotting at the bar. Nice. Oh, that's what it is. Sounds like he's rejoining now. He's playing off his phone connection, probably. Better hot spotting than tethering. Okay. Bad Wi-Fi at the bar. Honest to God, I feel like they are playing at the bar right now. Anybody want to dance? Sure. Internet died, so using his phone as a hotspot to get internet. That's my assumption. If he's Australian, I understand why he needs to do this. Well, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, okay. So they're apologizing to me. They don't need to apologize to me. It's whatever. Issues happen outside of your control. Can't be angry about those things. Sound like? Can you hear the dial-up noises? Nice. Yes. I'll count down because Bahamut said he can't, and they're back in. They're ready. Okay, cool. Let's get back into this. I'm super excited. Once again, I just want to take a quick fucking moment and say thank you for being supportive and pushing us beyond 400 subs. I love every single one of you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting Heroes of the Storm. Thank you for being kind people. Thank you for enjoying the content I put out, and I love you all so very much. So thank you. Just thank you. You're amazing. You're wonderful. Let's get into game. On the left-hand side, we are back into this with our... I forgot how to say their name in the pause. No. Garrulous Gaberlunzies. God, it's just so... Why can't teams just be like 30K? Like simple, short. Garrulous, like Team Rainbow Strike Go. Why you gotta be Team Rainbow? No, I'm just kidding. You're fine. It's just like, oh my god, the name Garrulous Gaberlunzies is just, you always doubt yourself because it's such a weird name to constantly want to say, and you're like, oh no, it's a different inflection there. It's like, no, you have it right. Anyways, all right, first objective up and available. Arcane. We are still in the early midst of this match. It's 6-6 in our levels. We are 1-2 in kills. As we said, first objective, Randy Ruman's gonna get dove on by the Diablo. They're gonna split them around with the ETC face melt. Grace is still trying to chase in as well, as the fire stomps are gonna be coming out, but nobody will go down. Sugar Bear gonna drop some damage out on that Rainer. They are going to also be a Rainer with the level 1 Exterminator, which increases your auto attack damage to minions, mercenaries, and monsters by 75%, and then, 50%, and then 125% when you use your inspiration. It used to be 75, 150, and then it was nerfed down because, well, Rainer was just way too prioritized. Top lane is going to have the Shaman Camp coming through, and if left uncontested, this will take front gate, it will take fort, it'll take keep front gate, it'll take keep, but it will not end game because of just the closeness to the core that it actually has to get to spawn the Hellhounds, as that will be Kira going down, finding a second kill in this game on the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. And now Chastise comes out, Power Slide from ETC, a lot of damage is present. Are they going to be able to get this Arcane Punisher? 36 out of the 40 Skeletal Defenders and Rising for the side of Randy Newman. Randy Newman on the CTC is trying to find them, but this is Tuna Newman trying to get out of here. They managed to Power Slide through, they stall them out long enough, but does Randy end up going down? They've got this Punisher, which can actually jump backwards, and it might jump backwards here onto 4, and it's going to get 3, I think, with that. They end up not able to capitalize on top of that because of the fact that they went for the well, which I don't blame them. Look at the mana bar that's coming back on 3 of the members that just tapped well. This is going to be Malthael splitting off into the bottom lane to go ahead and push that out. This is going to be the camp now just cleared out as it lost about the front gate of the fort, and then I'd say a solid quarter off of that fort health right there. So the members of Randy Newman with the definite momentum in this game number 3, our final best of 3 of the evening. Dynasty 10, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the content you're seeing, my friend. 8's up on both sides. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what the damage experience and healing is looking like in this final game of the evening. Gonna both have the teams almost simultaneously grab their siege camps, which means they're gonna try and invade onto this down here, but this is the one thing they're going to show in this rotation. So that's Randy Newman on this Kira with these revolving sweeps into these bushes are absolutely insane, as there's a whole lot of CC onto Geo in the backline from the Kael'thas, but they themselves take quite a bit. This camp seems like it's kind of sitting in a null spot. It's leashed once again, or it's going to be leashed right there. They're going to be back to full health. Malthael and the Thrall are going to brawl out in the top lane. Looks like Tunis is going to play this a little bit slower. Fight still breaking out. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if the Thrall's going to come down here, but there was a Gladiator's Medallion, if I'm not mistaken, used onto Valir. There might have been a cleanse from the Rhaegar, but I think it was Gladiator's Medallion. Malthael is showing in the rotation. Diablo does finish out Souls. Thrall not going to jump down here. Our next objective will be Frozen Punisher in the bottom lane. I didn't look at when the last Punisher went down, but we're probably somewhere near the 8-minute mark in the game, if not maybe somewhere closer to the 7-minute mark. I feel like we're somewhere closer to 7-minute and a little bit beyond that, but we'll have 10 talent tiers in just a second on both sides, which will be up and available for. This next objective is that's Randy going to be popping the face melt to knock them back. Randy Newman is going to revolving sweep around. There's the overpower onto them. They're going to try and find this damage into this Diablo, but they need to be cautious of Sugar Bear and the sustained damage from the Rainer that's being dumped into a lot of the backline that are getting very low here. Kael'thas will conveniently be able to throw some damage out and clear things out as that's a power slide. Is Randy looking for the Mosh? Can they even find a Mosh? That's an Apocalypse out from the Diablo. They pull them out from that. The Rainer ends up going down. Light Bomb onto the onto the ETC, as that's going to be the not unfurling. I'm blanking on the name, and it's actually making me upset. Unrelenting Strikes, there we go. The Unrelenting Strikes from the Kira, because Sword go Burr at that point. Rainer for ETC traded out. Our next objective, Frozen, should be really, really soon if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, I think I'm way off on my map counter, which I think I might be. I think I might be off on my map counter. Is the camp in a null gate spot? No, it's in a narwhal spot. Ha ha ha! I think Shy has gone to find out how to kill Buttspot. Good luck. Gorilla Dude, thanks for coming by and enjoy your gifted sub. So, Garrulous Gaberlunzies are looking to posture on this first, and they're going to start this. No, they're not going to start this out. Okay. It's going to be delayed out. This is going to be camp for camp in top lane. We'll kind of check on this here and there, but it's going to be started out by Diablo or ETC. Frozen Punisher it will be, as that's a Shadow Charge from Diablo into Randy Newman. Earthquake into the backline out from the Thrall. They get 1 pulse from that. They're actually going to get a little bit, they're going to get double value from that. So they get their Frostwolf stack. No, their baseline stacks, what is it? Frostwolf Resilience, yeah. Those are going to get a couple ticks from that one, as they also went to Maelstrom Weapon at level 7, which isn't very common for what I see, but this seems like it's a very auto-attack base Thrall, especially with that level 1 and that level 4 together. Tuna Newman looking to try and step into them, but it's not really going their way. This is the majority of the Skeletal Defenders in favor for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. So that's going to be a Pyroblast onto Sugar Bear being forced out. That's a Mosh Pit dropped onto 4 members, and they're going to try and make something happen here. Last Rites goes onto the Thrall, as I can't believe that the Rainer actually went down to the Pyroblast. I didn't think that they would actually die, but Valyra steps slightly too far forward to try and get some Skeletal Defenders. Doesn't die, but meets with a is met with a sword to the face. Looks like the top lane Shaman camp goes over to the favor of the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, so they need to make some sort of play right now. Randy Newman so low is going to get hit with the force wall, but they're able to disengage, and they pull us back out from the depths. It's going to be neck and neck when it comes to our skeletal defenders. Tacit are trying to poke in, but with Kael'thas, they're able to clear things out, and they are going to lose their front gate to the Shaman camp, while Malthael, with on a pale horse, they're moving at 150 movement speed. Your mount speed normally is 130, as you're seeing on ATC right there, as they step so far forward. I was like, do you have a mosh pit? Not yet, of course, but they're going to lock down this tower because the objective, or excuse me, the Punisher itself can lock it down for, I believe, 1.5 seconds with those arcane explosions, which means it doesn't shoot. It's very similar to, like, the Sindragosa when it locks down a tower. Jump from the Punisher. Can they play off of this power slide into the backline to split them as they get the fort in bottom lane? Thrall finds the Frostwolf onto one, or the Feral Spirit onto one. ETC and friends hanging around. Unrelenting strikes up and available, but I think they're just going to hold on to this. Punisher goes down, they mount up, and they're out of here. Or at least attempting to be. Someone mentioned Nullgate? I thought it was a Bloodlust for sure. Same. Literally, they drafted this composition, and I was like, cool. It's Bloodlust, because they actually drafted a Rhaegar in game number 1, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, cool, it's a Bloodlust, and we got Ancestral. I was like, all right, well, I guess it's a choice. I just want Bloodlust because I want people to mash their faces into each other and just fight. And it also seemed like they were building a very Bloodlust synergistic composition. I mean, look at this, like autos, and then benefit from Archon form autos. Like, I don't know, maybe they just want the single target burst. We'll have to see. I just think with their aggressive playstyle, Garrulous Gaberlunzies can definitely try and go for the Bloodlust. That's my whole point, is that, like, after the last game we saw with how aggressive and how rotation heavy and picks they were constantly making this team with the, I wouldn't say dive heavy, but with the auto attack and damage they have, Bloodlust is so synergistic. But regardless, they went into Ancestral. We'll move off that topic as it is going to be even talent tiers right now. Third objective phase will be in mid lane, and it will be a Mortar Punisher. Once again, I didn't look at the death timer of the Punisher, but I'm thinking we're somewhere in the 13-minute mark in the game, maybe a little bit shy of that one. Until then, it's rotations around, maybe looking for 16, especially on the side of Randy Newman and friends. Apocalypse comes out, power slide maybe from ETC. Actually, a lot of them get caught by the Apocalypse, but it really doesn't have much. That's going to be the Unrelenting Strikes coming out. They're going to connect onto a few Power Blast onto this Tacit, but they're in the Archon form, which has spell power or spell armor, and they're not going to really lose out much. That's going to be 3 heroics for not much, if anything. I mean, they do, yes, they get Archon form out. They did get an Ancestral heal out, and they got, so 3 for 3. I think it was overall worthwhile. Mosh Pit still up and available. Randy over here. They're going to power slide. That's an Earthquake being dropped right there. There's nothing to interrupt it. Diablo's going to Shadow Charge in. Kira coming in with a flank onto Valir as Diablo has Randy Newman in the corner, and that's a kill onto Anduin, but the last rites find the Rainer, and they get the Tassadar as well. Healer for 2. Power slide from ETC gets them to the far side. This is Thrall still casually 1v2ing. Oh, no, it's 2v2 at this point. Randy Newman getting low. They try and bop the ETC or the Diablo away as they have 60-some health. They're going to go ahead and avoid the Fire Stomp. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, the Kira goes down. Overall, 3 for 2 in favor for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. He says that's an ETC who needs to get the hell out of that bush. They're all going to go ahead and grab the camp. Pretty much everyone will respawn for this, but it's going to be positional advantage for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies. You got Bloodlust in the BFT HS game. BFT HS game? Which one? Butcher Funtime versus Heavy Slaps? You're right, I think we did. Oh my god. Sorry, like, I had to look at my notes. That was 5 days ago. My brain's just like, that happened? Okay, so camp's gonna be so far in favor for the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies, as is gonna be 16 up on both sides. They're looking to flank into this. There's gonna be a Chastise onto the Diablo, who does have full souls. Here gonna be diving to the back line. Ancestral Healing does go out as the last rites connects onto Grace. There's going to be the Unrelenting Strikes from the Kira as they don't find a kill just yet. The Earthquake comes out from the Thrall. There's going to be the Fire Stomps from TTO, who's somehow still living through all this. This Randy Newman so very low. ETC goes down. That's Kira trying to find some sort of damage. The Diablo is going to go down, maybe to the damage over time from the Kael'thas, but they end up finding 3 overall. And that's also to note, Diablo's souls reset, so they're already back into this bitch. Oh, sorry. I'm skimming my notes are very far away. I now see that it is bunker, not butcher. But take it from me, I write like shit, so it looks like it's a CH instead of a K. Or a TC. TH. Go in my head and come back out and tell me I'm wrong. All right, we got 3 dead on the for the members of Randy Newman. We have Garrulous, Gaberlunzies sieging in through mid lane with their first Punisher of the game, and it will be, I believe, the 3rd Punisher of the game. And now they can open this up a little bit further for themselves. I think they can pressure into keep front gate, but I don't think they can look for keep. We'll have to see what happens as everyone's up and available. On the side of Randy Newman, Punisher jumps over. There's going to be the cleanse onto Nandy Ruman, backing up a little bit as the team finishes out the fort as they move on to the keep front gate. I think they're considering to back off right now. Randy Newman is going to play into this. They're going to try and jump into this. That's a lot of damage onto them. Leap of Faith will save them from the enemy team as the Mortar Punisher gets a decent amount of damage on this keep front gate. That's a gravity lapse. Whoa, that was a lot advantageous from Sugar Bear, but they get a nice knockback from the penetrating round, stalling out the unrelenting strike from the Kira as the light bomb comes out. There's just so much happening. That's a Diablo going down to the last rights. Earthquake out from the Thrall. Power Slide. Mosh Pit out from the ETC. That's literally just on to Sugar Bear. The interrupt comes out. They're going to try and make their way out, but the butt bite from Rhaegar will be too much, and they'll lose their ETC. A 1-for-1 trade. Do they stick in this mid lane to poke onto this keep, or do they look to back off? I'm honestly not sure, because they are still sticking here. Randy Newman is actually going to be interrupted from the revolving sweep. Grace is looking for the Feral Wolf, but they don't connect. They have a wave, so they're looking now to just try and take down this keep and get consistent catapult pressure here, but this is risky. They're very far forward in the lane. That's actually a big pickup for them as they might try and turn on Tuna, who uses the cleanse as they actually will not be rooted. They also do they have their own self-cleanse? No, they didn't go. It's a different icon. I always forget the icon for it, sorry. No, it is inevitable end. Okay, so they do have that. Sorry. I was like, wait, no, they have their own. Also, that cleanse was way too long for it to be Gladiator's Medallion, because Gladiator's Medallion is a 1-second cleanse, and that was... 2 seconds in Here's the Storm is, like, very noticeable, because it feels like an eternity. Third team name Butcher Funtime confirmed. I mean, that's not a bad name. Diablo already at back. Yeah. That's wild. This is a good series. This is a very good series. Next objective is going to be in the top lane. Will be Arcane Punisher. Looks like Thrall wants to step this up a little bit and try and find the fort. Maybe at least try and find the well. That way they remove the lane sustain. They're easily able to do that. I like this Diablo anchoring in the bush right now while they're just sieging onto this, and it seems like they could care less right now on the side of Randy Newman. They're like, cool, take our fort, we don't care. We're just gonna grab your camp. I don't know. It's a weird choice. Maybe they're afraid of the 20 talent tier fight. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but either way, this is going to be camp invaded, and this should push them into level 20 on the side of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies, as TTO is just going to be anchoring once again. There's the 20 talent tier as noted. Earth and Shields for the Thrall. We have the Twilight Archon form for the Tassadar, which makes sense. Diablo's going to be Hellgate. Rainer's going to be Execute. Rhaegar going to be going into Storm Shield. They got about a half a level to find here. Shrine will be activating, as noted beforehand. It is going to be Arcane Punisher for this top lane. Just opening up this keep front gate means that they have this, obviously, this soft pressure, but if they're able to then maybe find a kill or two, plus the Punisher, they're looking to really siege in. Speaking of sieging, this is going to be the mid lane Impaler camp finding some damage into this fort, and with a wave here, that's going to be easily taking out the catapult, and I think they know this fort's going down to all of this, and they're easily just going to say, we want the objective. We don't care. We just want objective. Kira came down here for a second, but I think they're like, no, we need you up here ready to go for the fight. So let's see. 20 talents here will be right around the corner. They just need like that trickle. They need 2 minions right now, and this is getting dire because we're halfway through the objective. So Randy Newman's like, I don't care about being sneaky. We need 2 minions, and we need to go. They get it. Let's see what happens with this. This is going to be the upgrade for the Unrelenting Strikes, the Silent Killer. There's going to be a grapple hook in. They're going to do Revolving Sweep as well. They force him off. The Apocalypse comes out. The Archon form will be there. That's a lot of damage, and CC onto the Kira, who goes down. That is going to be a Pyroblast onto Grace, but they're full health. ETC goes down, dropping the Death Mosh. There's going to be a bit of a bop around right there, as I think Malthiel makes it out alive. I was not expecting that. And they're going to be just chased out. The Shadow Charge might have pulled the Anduin out of that, but either way, they still finish out souls. This is going to be Thrall on objective while they rush through the lane looking to try and end the series. 40 seconds on the ETC, 50 on the Anduin, 32 on that Kira. Malthael and Kael'thas for the defense. No heroics on either side. They're already stepping up to the keep. The members of Garrulous, Gaberlunzies really want to take this game here, and they're just taking down the keep already. Tuna gets the mark on to Diablo, just trying to chunk a little bit of health, as well as they had that negative armor from the keep itself by -20, as the keeps do reduce your armor up to -20 by 10 each time. Core being sieged. This is Kira up in 2. This has got to be the Hail Mary play coming out from the side of Randy Newman. So let's see what they do with this. The Punisher jumps over, finds its way onto 1. There's going to be a Storm Shield out as well. Unrelenting Strike comes out that has a silence. Power Slide. Mosh Pit jumps onto 3. They don't have enough damage onto the Rainer yet, but they get that last rights mark and they find the cooldown reduction. Unfortunately, the Punisher is wailing on the core, and this is going to be the game going over to the side of Garrulous Gaberlunzies as they have Thrall smacking away. GG's. A very well played series. What an insane series, everybody. What a wild one. Who am I looking for? Oh, I forget who's the captain. I think it's TTO, I think.
Hello, hello.
Well, at this point, I'm going to be joined by Grace. Congratulations on your 2-1 victory. How you feeling after that series?
Feeling great. I'm feeling great. You know, we were a little disappointed that it wasn't undefeated team against undefeated team, but you know what? Neither of us are undefeated now, so you know, it works out.
So I want to talk about it. I hate talking about the losses, but like, let's talk a little bit about it. What was it? Was it just that boss play in the bottom lane, or was it just like kind of a slow back and forth game 1?
I think it was that boss play. So I don't know if you noticed, or I'm sure you did. Every time we'd start boss, you know, we'd see him coming in, so we'd back off of it and kill him. And then on that last one, the boss was kind of low, and so we were questioning it in comms too. We were saying like, do we finish this boss, or do we just leash it again and collapse on him? And we made the call, like, I think we can finish it, and we could not finish it. They were able to get to the point fast enough, so it was unfortunate.
So going into game 2, the momentum that you had was absolutely insane. Do you go into game 2 with kind of aggression and like anger? Because it kind of seemed like that a little bit. Like you were making massive rotations and fighting pick after pick in that early game.
We were pissed because, you know, we haven't lost. We haven't lost yet. So we were pissed. We wanted to, I mean, we knew tonight was going to be a show. It was going to be definitely our toughest matchup of the season so far. The Newmans are a great squad. So yeah, we had a little fire, especially after losing that first game. I would say though, usually from game 1, we try to bring that type of aggression and tempo wherever we can.
It was honestly really, really cool to watch, and I was like noting it on stream. I was just like, you all are like a different team right now. Like this is insane. So it was fun to watch. So going into this game number 3, you know, everything's on the table. You don't want to be the losing team, and you know, you don't want to be the undefeated team that's now a defeated team completely. So was there any prep talk? Was there any sort of like priority that you had going into that where you're like, let's play comforts, let's play aggressive? Can we talk about that? I'm just curious.
No, you know, I personally wasn't on one of my comforts. I do enjoy Thrall, but it's not something I pick very often. I even mispicked my 7 talent, which irked me the entire game.
I was wondering why you took Maelstrom Weapon. I was like, that's super uncommon, but hey, they're super auto attack based, so I guess it makes sense because it does pair into your level 1. So
yeah.
There's synergy. Yeah.
It worked out, and I just committed. As soon as I misclicked it, I was like, well, I guess I'm going full E here.
Yeah.
In terms of our mentality there, it was just, we want to, you know, finish out the series. We do really enjoy Infernal, so we just wanted to finish out the series, finish strong.
It was...
You know, it could have gone either way, but we took it out.
It was a really fun map. The last thing I want to ask you here is just, why no Bloodlust? Or not, why no Bloodlust? Because you were so auto-attack heavy in that 3rd game, why not go Bloodlust and just take the fight to their face? What, were you afraid that you needed the burst healing for like mosh pit and stuff?
We thought about it, and we kind of came to the determination, both during draft and during the pause, when we had a few minutes to really talk about it, which would be good. And at the end of the day, I made the call that we were going to trust Geo's instinct. So that would be a healer's instinct there. You know,
Okay.
you gotta trust the healer.
I agree. So the call at the end of the day was just like, our healer, you analyze and you hit control 1 or control 2. That's up to you, bud. So cool. I was curious as to just the mentality, because I was talking about it a little bit, and I think a little bit of chat, and maybe I'm speaking for them, but I think a little bit of chat was like, give us the bloodlust. But all right, okay, we have
I
it.
think the bloodlust would have been great. Ancestral though, as a
Yeah,
mouth player,
clutch.
I can say ancestral can be absolutely obnoxious.
Oh, there was
as a
like
mouth player.
1 or 2. There was definitely one that actually saved you specifically
Yes,
in the top
yeah.
lane towards the end of the game. So in the end, I guess it makes sense. Maybe they were thinking they could get away with it if they went like Tormented Souls or something. But it was cool. It was a great series. It was a blast to cast. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to our team as always. I love playing with these guys. We kind of threw it together 2 weeks before the season started, and we've just been full speed ahead ever since. I gotta give a shout out to the Newmans. That was really, really awesome series. Shout out to you as always. You're an amazing caster, and I hope you can pick us up again. I look forward to replaying that back, seeing what you said. My last shout out would go to our coaching staff. They're real clutch. We love the heck out of them. We know we frustrate them from time to time, and I'm sure we're going to get yelled at a little bit after tonight, but, you know, you got to love them.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. Congratulations on your victory, and I look forward to seeing you all further down in Season 10 of NGS.